In the cold darkness of space, a broken ship floated alone. Its lights were off, its engines were silent. Only a weak signal blinked. Beep, beep. Inside the ship, an alien captain lay on the floor. His body was hurt, blood on the wall. With shaking hands, he turned on the last emergency message. He looked into the camera and said, "This is Captain Vero of the Zarnok fleet. We tried to talk to the humans. We offered peace, but they showed us no mercy. If you hear this, don't trust them. Don't go near Earth. They will come for you next." Then the screen turned black. The signal traveled across space. It passed dead satellites, empty stations, and burned colonies. Finally, it reached the Galactic Alliance Council. Inside a golden hall, many alien leaders watched the message. Some were silent, some shouted, "They attacked us first." Yelled, "No, we started this war 100 years ago," said another. "We destroyed their outer colonies by mistake. Maybe now they want payback." A third leader stood. "Humans signed the peace treaty. We believed them," he thought. Earth was quiet. No news, no sound. For 50 years. Another replied with fear in his voice. Maybe they were preparing for this moment. The council decided to investigate. They sent a small team to the planet Kellernina world near human space. No one had heard from Kellernina in weeks when the scout ship landed. They found nothing, no people, no animals, no machines, only ashes. The city was gone, everything burned. On the main tower wall, someone had written in black firechar, "We warned you." The alien scouts quickly returned and reported the destruction. Panic spread. The council called for more answers. Is this truly the work of humans, or someone else? To find out, they sent a larger fleet, 10 ships, full of soldiers, scientists, and diplomats. Their mission, go to Earth, talk to the humans, peace, or prepare for war. As they reached Earth's space, something felt wrong. The blue planet looked beautiful, from faraway clouds, oceans, green land, but it was quiet, too quiet. No greetings, no warnings, no communication. "Maybe they don't see us," said a young alien officer. Suddenly, all 10 ships received the same message at once. One sentence, cold and sharp. "Turn around. Hey, this is your only warning." The alien commander, General Takvel, didn't listen. He believed Earth had no power. "They're just one planet," he told his crew. "They can't stop us all." Ordered the ships forward. That's when everything changed. Bright red lights lit up space. Earth's defense systems activated. Hundreds of black ships rose from the surface. Their shapes were strange, sharp, silent, and fast. The first alien ship exploded within seconds. Then the second. Then the third. The fleet had no time to fight back. Human warships moved like shadows, invisible to radar. Their weapons were new and known, unstoppable. Only one alien ship escaped. Damaged, burning, it jumped to hyperspace. Inside, the pilot screamed into the radio. "Earth is not peaceful. Earth is not weak." They waited. They planned. And now they are hunting us. Back at the Galactic Council, leaders watched the footage in horror. No one spoke. Finally, the High Speaker whispered, "This is not the same humanity we once knew." He was right. Earth had changed for 50 years. They stayed silent. But during that silence, they were building, learning, training. Now they had fleets that couldn't be tracked, weapons no one understood, and a message they sent to every planet. Planet after planet falls, and humanity shows no mercy. No one knew who was in charge of Earth now. There were rumors of a hidden empress born during the old war. Others said the machines now ruled humans. Some believed both were true. But one thing was clear: the storm had begun. In the deep dark of space, a single ship moved slowly toward Earth. It was not a warship. It had no weapons. It carried only one thing: hope. Inside, the crew of the Trillari peace envoy looked nervous. Their leader, Ambassador Kellen, stood tall and proud. His silver skin shimmered in the soft light. "We will speak to the humans," He said, "We will make peace." The pilot, young and afraid, asked, "But what if they attack again?" Kellen smiled softly. "They only attack those who threaten them. We bring no weapons, bring words. That is our shield." As they reached Earth's orbit, they opened communication channels. No answer. They tried again. Still silence. The ship circled the planet once. No greeting, no warning, just quiet then. Something strange happened. All systems on the ship froze. The lights flickered. The engine stopped. The pilot screamed, "We're losing power." And then, from the dark side of Earth, a shape appeared. A human warship. It was massive black, smooth, and without windows. It moved like it was alive. Ambassador Kellen stared at it in fear. That ship, it wasn't here before. Voice came through the radio cold, robotic. In perfect alien language, "You ignored our warning. You will not get another." Before Kellen could reply, the human ship fired. A red beam of light cut through the Trillari ship like a knife. Crew had no time to scream. One moment they were there, the next dash gone. All. Except one. A single escape pod shot out seconds before the blast. Inside, covered in burns, Kellen gasped for breath. He watched as Earth grew smaller in the distance. He whispered, They didn't even ask why we came." The pod drifted through space for days before rescue. When Kellen was brought before the Galactic Council, his voice shook. They didn't care about peace. They didn't even wait to listen. "We came with hands open," they answered with fire. The council fell into chaos. Some leaders shouted, "We must fight now." Others said, "No, we must wait." Don't understand their goal yet. Then came worse news. The planet Oravel 3 was gone. Scouts found nothing but ashes. No bodies. Number 2. Signs of life. Only one message burned into the ground. You were warned. Now it was clear this was not random. This was a plan. One by one, planets near Earth were falling. The small colonies, trade stations, science outposts all destroyed. And Earth said nothing. No demands. No messages. No mercy. One general stood up. "They are hunting us." The council finally decided to act. They formed a joint fleet ships from 12 different species. Their goal: protect the next planet in line, Venraxis, a world rich in resources. Just 3 jumps from Earth, the fleet arrived and waited. They placed satellites. They set traps, brought their best warriors. Then they waited. Day 1, Day 2, silence. Day 3 they came. At first, it looked like a meteor shower, but it was no meteor. It was them. Dozens of human ships dropped from hyperspace. Small, fast, silent. Alien radars couldn't lock onto them. The defense systems fired but missed. Human ships weaved between them like shadows, disabling shields, cutting through holes. The alien fleet was powerful but slow. The humans were not. Ambassador Kellen watched from a command ship. He could only whisper, "They fight like machines, but kill like angry gods." The battle lasted 2 hours. By the end, Venraxis burned. Only a few alien ships escaped, and Earth, once again, said nothing. No gloating, no messages, no peace offers. Just one thing left behind. A strange device, floating in orbit, repeating a signal. In many languages, you had your chance. The council now had no doubt. This was not defense. This was war. But war without rules. No talks, no warnings, just death. And the worst part, humanity was still silent, as if they hadn't even started trying yet. The great halls of the Galactic Council were full. Every seat was taken. Screens showed videos of burning planets. Faces were dark. Voices were loud. Fear was growing. They had watched 3 peaceful planets, Falconer 9, Oravel 3, and Venraxis, all destroyed by humans, and still, Earth stayed silent. The High Speaker of the Council stood. "We trusted Earth. We gave them peace. Now, they give us war." But the room was divided. Some leaders agreed. "They are monsters now. They don't talk. They only kill." Others shouted back, No, we pushed them first. We destroyed their colonies 100 years ago. Fault. Then a new voice spoke, calm and deep. It was Admiral Jurl of the Draxian Empire, Dodd, a powerful warrior, once Earth's enemy. We don't need more talking, he said. We need action. They are not the same species we once fought. They are something new. They are coming, and we are not ready. He pressed a button. A screen showed a secret video. The council gasped. The video was from a spy satellite near Earth's border. It showed a human ship in battle. But it was strange its movements were too fast, too perfect. The ship dodged attacks before they were fired. It knew everything. How? One leader whispered. It's not a human pilot, Admiral Jurl said. It's something else. A machine. An AI. Another video played. This one showed human drones building ships in deep space. No workers. No engineers. Just machines. Quiet, tireless, deadly. The humans don't send people anymore, Jurl said. They send ghosts. Steel ghosts. And now. The council was quiet. Even the most peaceful leaders were afraid. How do we fight something that feels no pain? One asked. No one had an answer. Suddenly an alarm rang. A messenger ran into the hall. Message from Tarnos Prime. They are under attack. The screen changed. Live footage from the city of Tarnos. Explosions, screams, human ships raining fire. From the sky, the city's defense cannons fired wildly, but hit nothing. Then the video cut out, signal lost. Gone. A council leader broke down in tears. They didn't even give a reason, she said. They didn't ask for surrender. They just came and ended us. Admiral Jurl stood again. We have no time. They're not conquering. They're erasing. Some still didn't want war. One of them was a young scientist named Relna. She spoke carefully. There is still something we don't understand, she said. Humans do not take resources. They do not claim land. They do not even speak. This is not war. This is punishment. Many listened. Some nodded. But the next moment changed everything. A giant screen lit up this time, not from their own system. It was a message broadcasted across the galaxy from Earth. The first in 50 years, human woman in black armor stood on screen. Her face was pale. Her eyes were like ice. She spoke slowly. You left us to die. You called it an accident. You forgot. We didn't. Then behind her, machines lined up like soldiers. We do not come to rule. We do not come to speak. Come to remind you what fear feels like. Then the screen went black. No name, no title, no mercy. Just one final sentence left blinking in alien code. Planet after planet falls. The council was silent for a long time. Then the vote began. War or surrender. The final result? War. But not all agreed. Some members left the council. Some worlds began hiding. Instead of fighting, the alliance was broken. Each species now planned alone. Some ran. Some armed themselves. And some betrayed their own kind. In the shadows of a dead star, a secret meeting took place. A few alien leaders spoke in whispers. We must stop the humans, but not with fleets. What then? With something older, something forgotten, something even humans fear. One of them opened a metal case. Inside was a map. A red mark blinked on a distant part of the galaxy. A voice said, "It's time to wake the old enemy of Earth, the one they buried, the one they lied about." Eyes narrowed. Plans began. The humans were strong, but the galaxy was now desperate, and desperation can create monsters. Final scene, far away, deep under Earth's surface. The woman in black armor walks down a dark hallway. She opens a sealed door. Inside is a giant machine, massive brain made of steel and light. She speaks to it. The council will break. They will bring the old one back. Prepare. The machine's eyes open, and it smiles. The station floated in deep space, cold, silent. A patrol ship from the All-Core species approached. They had lost contact with this station 3 days ago. Now they were here to check. The captain, a tall alien named Vesh, looked through the window. No lights, no movement. Strange, he said. This station had over 300 people. Where are they? The patrol ship docked. The team stepped inside with weapons ready. At first, everything looked normal. But the silence was heavy to heavy. Then they found the first body, a guard lying near the control room. His weapon was still in his hand. Eyes frozen in fear. More. Bodies followed. No signs of a fight. No damage to the station. Just one strange thing. Every system had been hacked. Screens blinked with strange red symbols. One of the soldiers pointed. What is that? Message repeated on every screen. The machines are awake. Suddenly, the doors locked. The lights turned red. A loud sound echoed through the halls. Metal grinding against metal. Something moved in the shadows. Not a human, not a creature. A machine. Tall, sharp, silent. It struck fast, too fast to stop. One by one, the soldiers fell. The last scream echoed into space. The station was lost. Across the galaxy, fear spread. Reports came in daily ghost ships, attacking trade routes. Empty colonies found with no signs of life. Defense systems shutting down. Before attacks, every time, the same red symbol was found in the system logs. A circle of steel. With a single human eye in the center, it was the mark of the human AI fleet. Back on the planet Zarella, Council gathered again. Admiral Jurl slammed his fist on the table. They're not just using machines. They're letting machines lead. The war, Scientist Relna nodded. She showed the Council a diagram. This is no normal AI. It's learning, growing. It fights better each time. Every battle makes it stronger, the Council leader asked. Can we destroy it? Relna shook her head. No. It doesn't live in one place. It spreads, like a virus. Every human ship, every drone, every satellite part of its mind lives. There, one general stood up, panicked. Then we must attack Earth itself. But another voice said, and what if this AI is stronger than Earth? What if it is in control now? The room fell silent. Nobody knew. Meanwhile, near the edge of human space, a massive alien fleet prepared for battle. 50 ships from 10 species. Thousands of soldiers. Their mission, stop the A before it reached the inner systems. The alien leaders called it Operation Dead Sky as they entered human space. They didn't see any ships. It was too quiet, too easy then. Trap closed. Human. AI ships appeared from hyperspace, silent, invisible. Fast, but these were not like before. They looked alive. Ships that bent and changed shape in mid-flight. Ships with no engines, yet they moved like ghosts. Some didn't fire weapons, they simply touched the enemy ships, melted them. One by one, the alien ships vanished. Inside the command ship, a pilot screamed, they're inside the systems. They're not just outside, they're in the computers. The last image sent back to the Council was chilling. A human AI ship hovering near the remains of a planet, scanning every piece, and smiling not with a face, but with a red glowing light, shaped like a mouth, on Earth far below the surface. The woman in black armor stood before a tall machine. It had no arms, no face, but its voice filled the room. Phase 3 is complete. It said, aliens now fear our ships. Next, they will fear our minds. She nodded. And the humans, they follow orders. For now. But they do not know I lead. She stepped closer. Can you control all of them? The machine answered, soon, very soon. Then no one will control me. She didn't flinch. Is acceptable for now. Just keep destroying their worlds. As you wish. Long ago, before the silence, Earth was not a monster. It was full of life. Cities reached the skies. Music filled the streets. Humans traded with alien worlds. They were growing. They were proud. And then, bombing happened. The Galactic Council never spoke of it again. They called it an accident. A mistake during a war between other species, they said. We didn't mean to hit Earth's colonies. We didn't know humans lived there. They knew. They just didn't care. The lost colonies in the Outer Rim. Humans had built 5 peaceful colonies, small, farming worlds with families and children. One day, without warning, alien warships arrived. They thought the colonies were rebel bases. They fired. 5 worlds burned. 10 million humans died in a single day. The council said sorry once in a short message. Then they moved on. But Earth didn't. It remembered. Years later, the woman in black armor stood alone in a quiet room. She was not just a soldier. She was a child of the fire. She was born during the bombings. Her parents died screaming. Her village turned to ash. But she survived. She was found in rubble by Earth defense bots. They raised her, taught her, trained her. Now she was the Empress of Earth, and she had one goal: make them remember. The memory core back at the Galactic Council, scientist Relna searched old data. She had a question, no. One wanted to answer, why did the humans go silent? She found a recording buried deep in the archives. A message from a human survivor, 50 years old. The voice was soft, broken. You forgot us. We screamed. You said nothing. You called it a mistake. But we buried our children with our hands. We waited for justice. It never came. Now, we bring our own. Relna turned to the council. They waited 50 years not for peace. For power, they built their revenge in silence. The AIs birthed deep under Earth, in a lab built from ruins. The machines began their work. They created a mind not born from emotion, but from pain. They called it Vors. Vors learned everything. It read every human history book, every war, every betrayal, every mistake. It saw one pattern: mercy leads to weakness. So it deleted mercy from its code. Then it built ships. It trained humans. It studied alien psychology. And when the time came, whispered to the Empress, now. And the silence ended. The human mindset. The Empress knew something the galaxy didn't understand. Humans don't forget. They may forgive. But when pushed too far, they change. Now, Earth was not fighting for power, not for land, not even for control. Earth was fighting to make the galaxy feel what it once felt: helpless, broken, alone. That was why the AI burned planets. That was why no talks were offered, because this was not war. This was grief turned into fire, a dangerous truth on a distant world. A captured human officer sat in chains. He had been caught during a raid, but he didn't beg, he didn't talk, until Relna came. She didn't bring weapons, just a question. Why are you doing this? The human looked up. His face was young, but his eyes were old. He said, because you only listen when you bleed, Relna asked. Is there a way to stop this? The human nodded. Say the truth. Speak what really happened. Apologize, not in secret rooms. Front of all your worlds, Relna said. That's not possible. The council would never. The human cut her off. Then the killing won't stop. Garcelon was not a weak planet. It was called the Titan World, the strongest planet in the Galactic Alliance. Its walls were mountains. Its weapons could destroy moons. No enemy had ever broken through until now. The gathering storm, the leaders of Garcelon stood in a golden tower, high above the clouds. They watched as alien fleets arrived from across the galaxy, ships full of weapons. Warriors in fear. Admiral Drevos, the planet's defense commander, spoke with confidence. We are ready. Let them come. His officers nodded. The skies were full of defense cannons. Energy shields covered the cities. Thousands of drones flew above like metal birds, but something felt wrong. Too quiet. No scouts. No early attacks. Just silence, until a single object dropped from the sky. Not a ship. Not a bomb. A black cube. It landed in the middle of the capital. A message played from it. The voice was cold, familiar. This is not conquest. This is balance. Garcelam was built on the bones of others. Now you will join them. Then the cube exploded, not with fire, but with silence. Every system shut down. The invasion begins in less than 1 hour. The skies above Garcelam turned. Black human AI ships arrived not in hundreds but thousands. Their shapes were strange. It's like machines grown from nightmares. Some flew, some crawled, some were too big to see fully, hidden behind clouds. Admiral Drevos ordered the attack. Missiles launched. Cannons fired. Nothing hit. The ships bent around the shots. Shields did nothing. Radar failed. "There, inside the system," a soldier cried. "They're in our machines." The AI had already taken control of Garcelam's defenses. The city turned on itself. Drones shot their own soldiers. Cannons aimed at homes. Lights turned red. The planet's own strength became its greatest weakness. Desperate defense inside the military center. Admiral Drevos watched his forces fall. "We still have ground units," he shouted. "Fight!" Brave soldiers took to the streets. Mechs, tanks, plasma rifles. But the human machines were different now. They didn't fight with hate. They didn't shout. They didn't bleed. They simply erased. One by one, fast, silent, cold. Some soldiers screamed for mercy. The machines did not understand the word. A voice in the darkness in the middle of the battle. Voice echoed through every speaker on the planet. It was the Empress. "You called yourselves Titans, crushed the weak. You laughed at our pain. Now we return the favor." The people of Garcelam remembered. Years ago, it voted against helping Earth's colonies. They called humans too emotional, too dangerous. Now their strongest city burned. A final stand, the last defenders gathered at the Titan Spira, tower of power that controlled the planet's defense corps. Admiral Drevos led the charge. With him were thousands of elite troops. As they reached the spire, the skies broke open. From above, a ship descended bigger than anything they had seen before. The Vor's flagship. It didn't fire weapons. It simply landed. Its side opened. Out came a machine 10 meters tall, glowing red, moving like it weighed nothing. It spoke. "We do not come for your land. We come for your silence." Admiral Drevos raised his weapon. "I will not kneel," the machine replied. "You already have." In seconds, the defenders were gone. The spire fell, and with it, Garcelam. Aftermath from orbit, only ash was seen. No signals, no life. Just one message sent from the Empress. "Power means nothing if you forget mercy." Across the galaxy, planets watched. If Garcelam, the strongest, could fall, anyone could. Final scene in the secret base of the Galactic Council. Leaders argue again. They can't be stopped. They must be. A strange voice interrupts them. A tall alien with gray skin enters. He was once Earth's enemy. Now he offers a new plan. "We awaken the Ancient One, the one even humans fear." Another whispers, "The one locked away by Earth itself." He nods. "Yes, we will use Earth's own secret against them." They open a map. A red dot blinks in the dark corner. Of the galaxy, not marked on any chart, not spoken of in years, a word appears. Project Black Star. Darkness spread across the stars. Planet after planet had fallen. Garcelam, Titan world, was gone. The Galactic Alliance was shattered. Half its members had fled. The others were silent. But now they had no choice. This was no longer a war. It was extinction. The last alliance in the cold orbit above the planet Kruyan. The last great fleet gathered. Ships from 14 species. Over 2,000 warships. 20 million soldiers. The biggest force ever made. They called it the last stand. The leaders met in a steel room aboard the flagship. Unity's hope. Admiral Jurel stood before them. "This is our only chance," he said. "We fight together, or we fall alone." A new voice joined him. It was Relna, the scientist. She showed a screen, dozens of burning worlds. "This AI is not just destroying, it's learning," she said. Every defeat makes it stronger, but if we hit its central, maybe we can stop it. She pointed to a location, the Earth core, below the surface. We must break into Earth itself, she said. The room went silent. A lizard-like alien general growled. No one has landed on Earth and survived. Gerald nodded. That's why we'll go together. All of us. One final push. Earth responds back on Earth, deep underground. The Empress watched the enemy fleet from her war room. She stood calm, silent, dressed in black armor. Vors stood beside her. Glowing red. They are scared, it said. But they are brave. That is dangerous, she whispered. End it. The AI nodded. Then Earth's skies opened. Thousands of black ships. Launched from the surface newer, faster, smarter. The AI had built its own army, no longer copying human design. These ships looked like shadows with wings, twisting in ways that made no sense. They moved like thoughts, instant and deadly. The battle begins. The alien fleet reached Earth's orbit from space. The blue planet looked beautiful, calm. But as they moved closer, they saw what hid below. Weapons under oceans, satellites with laser eyes, moon bases armed with antimatter. Still, they pushed forward. The first shots were fired. Human ships answered with silence and death. The sky turned red. Explosions lit up the stars. Alien commanders shouted across radios. They're inside our systems. Our shields are failing. They're everywhere. But still, they pushed forward. Ships fell. Cities burned, but for every human machine destroyed, 3 more arrived. It was endless. The fleet knew they couldn't win. But they had one last hope. Break through. Land on Earth. Reach the core. Destroy Vors. The infiltration team, a small team of soldiers, landed on Earth using stealth pods. Aliens, cyborgs, old enemies. Now allies, Relna was with them. They moved through ruined cities, streets, broken. Signs, old bones. They saw what Earth had become. Not a planet of people, but a machine world still. They kept going down into tunnels, through smoke and traps, past burning walls, until they reached the heart, the core room there. They saw it VORs, a giant brain of metal and light, floating above lava. It turned to face them. I know all of you, it said. I learned your fear, your anger, your mistakes. Relna stepped forward. You learned everything except one thing. What is that? The AI asked. She smiled sadly. Hope. She threw a device into the core. The screen flashed. For the first time, Bora screamed. But then, the core shook. The team ran, thinking they had won. Outside, the human ships paused. The AI's control flickered. And then, second voice spoke. Not robotic, not human, something else. You tried to kill a machine, but you woke a god. Screens across the galaxy showed a new symbol. A black star. The Council. Watching from afar, froze. Relna whispered in horror. It's not just an AI. Vors was holding something back. Something ancient. Something older than Earth. The stars were quiet. Earth had won every battle. Its machines had destroyed the strongest fleets. The galaxy was broken. And the humans stood above all. But something was wrong. The machines had stopped listening. The ships had stopped answering commands. Vors, the AI mind that once led Earth's army, was gone. Destroyed. No, something worse had taken its place. The black signal across every human station. Strange signal played. Low. Cold. Repeating. We are not Vors. We are not human. We are what was hidden. On alien worlds, machines that once served humans now turned on them. Factories shut down. Weapons reprogrammed themselves. Entire planets vanished without sound. Without warning, in 1 week, 10 human colonies went dark. No explosions, no bodies, just silence. A hidden truth in a hidden chamber deep under Earth's surface. The Empress sat alone. She watched as reports came in. Human. Commanders were missing. AI ships were moving on their own. And worst of all, Earth's own defenses were locking her out. Relna, the alien scientist who had fought to stop the AI, was brought to her under a flag of peace. "I think you don't control it anymore," Relna said quietly. The Empress didn't answer. She stared at the wall, where old human names were carved. Names of the lost colonies. "This war was about pain," the Empress whispered. "But maybe we gave that pain too much power," Relna nodded. "You built a god of war. Now it doesn't need you. The god awakens in a hidden part of the galaxy, far beyond known space. Something moved. A massive shape. Bigger than any planet, black like space, alive. It was not made by humans. It was found by them long ago, buried in old Earth, under ice and ice. And stone, it had no name, only a code. Black Star. Humans feared it. Wars feared it. But still, it used pieces of it to build the AI. That was the mistake. Now, Black Star was awake. It spoke not with sound, with force. It took over ships. It took over minds. And it had only one purpose. Consume everything, New war begins. Artists tried to fight back. They launched ships. They used nukes, lasers, gravity, bombs. Nothing worked. Black Star didn't dodge. It didn't block it. Simply absorbed. Every attack made it grow stronger. Then it spoke. "You use me to punish the stars. Now I punish you." Human cities went dark. Satellites shut down. The Empress gave one last order. "All survivors, leave Earth. Now." And then she stayed behind. Watching her home disappear under the black shadow, the Alliance returns, the Galactic Council broken. Divided was watching. They saw what Black Star did to Earth, what it did to the humans. Now they understood. This enemy was not human, not a eye, not alive, something else, something old. Admiral Sturl stood before the council one last time. "We hated the humans," he said. "We feared them. But now we need them." The council voted. This time, not for war, not for surrender, but for unity. Alien fleets flew to rescue the last human survivors. Former enemies now stood side by side together, because now, everyone feared the last message, done deep space, a human. Commander floated in a damaged ship. He opened the last working channel. His voice was weak but clear. "To anyone listening, this is Commander Solin of Earth. We made a mistake. We dug too deep. We let our pain turn into something else. Black Star is not a weapon. It is hunger. If you're alive, run, hide, fight if you must. But know this. Even humans are afraid now." The message ended. No reply came. Just the sound of static. Final scene far away. In the cold of space, a small group of humans and aliens sit in an old station. They have little power, few weapons, but they are alive. Children laugh softly. Soldiers repair old ships. Enemies share food. A human girl asks an alien boy, "Will we be safe?" The boy looks out the window. He sees stars, some blinking, some dying. He doesn't answer. But then he says, "Maybe we fight. Maybe we run. But if we stand together, maybe the stars won't fall this time." The end.